Like, how bad are the White Sox? And does it bother you? Or are you out? Are they not even a part of your daily routine? And are you able to just not make it bother you? Are you watching and it doesn't bother you? Or are you apathetic and you're not even paying attention? Or are they so bad that this bothers you even more than you thought it would be? Because, again, I didn't think it would be a part of a talking point on April 15th on the Waddle and Sylvie show because we figured they would be bad. I just didn't think they'd be this 2 wins bad.
This is a different emotion even than apathy, because we've always talked about apathy as the worst emotion that you ever want to see collectively from your fan base. This is like a step below or just in the opposite direction of apathy. I don't know that it's any worse than being apathetic. Is it just amazement? Is it, sometimes like they say, everyone stops and watches a car crash. It's not a positive thing, a car crash, but people watch it. You're a voyeur. Are you watching now to see how bad it could be? Are you watching it and does it make you giggle just in a strange way? Because I always thought that the bottom emotion for any sports fan was apathy. Like, I don't even care anymore.
It is for sure.
And I still think it's the worst emotion, but is this a different kind of emotion? I don't know. Like, are you drawn back in to watch just to see how bad it is? Like,
it's a great question for Sox fans. Like, again, it's piqued my interest more because of the content aspect of this. And I feel terrible for Sox fans. And as I've said repeatedly on this show, I know my Bulls are around the corner. I know my Bulls are 1 or 2 steps away from becoming this because they're middling right now. And the only way they can go without getting lucky and winning the lottery and getting bailed out that way is to blow it up again and becoming bad.
I'm just wondering if, the stages of being a fan, when things are going in the wrong direction, you're angry as hell. Then when they wear you down, you become apathetic and like, I don't give a damn anymore. It's almost like, is there now a sense of renewed curiosity, whatever the emotion may be as a sports fan, because, whoa, wait a second, like this looks historically bad. Don't know.
Yeah, that's where I am with them almost. Like, I'm not a fan of them, but I'm sort of curious because it's so bad. So I did 2 poll questions on my Twitter page. It's brought to you by your local Chicagoland Toyota dealers, Toyota Let's Go places. And 2 stages of this. Is this year's White Sox team the worst Chicago baseball team of your lifetime? So if you're my age, 52, is this the worst team of your, 45 years of watching baseball? Or how many years you've really consciously watched baseball? And then we doubled down and we asked you, is this year's White Sox team the worst Chicago sports team of your lifetime? So we took away baseball and said, of our other teams in town, are they the worst? And like other suggestions that we've gotten, like my Cubs team of 97, they started 0-13. That was the year that Cap said he would sleep in that WGN van until they won a game.
He was on the Late Show with Tom Snyder, wasn't he?
Yes, he was. He was, Cap. He loves himself some pub. He's brilliant.
They had to hit him with a wide angle camera that time because he was a different size at that time.
And he was cheating and he was showering at the rooftops.
Yeah.
We've talked about this before. So he was living in the van, but he was still getting creature comforts when people weren't looking. So he wasn't really living in the van.
You can't poop in the van.
The bathroom was acceptable, but he was going for showers and stuff like that.
We should have just had buckets and just hit him with buckets of water behind the van at night.
But I don't know if you know this either. A team that starts off 0-13 and were that bad, they still ended up winning 68 games.
Almost nice, right, Miller?
Like, that's not historically bad.
No.
A 68-win team, 68-94, they didn't even lose 100 games. That's like, there have been many other Chicago baseball teams to lose 100. I think, didn't one of the Cubs teams lose 100? Haven't a recent Sox team lost 100? Going 62-100? I'm pretty sure.
Listen, their guys
well, last year the Sox lost 100.
They lost 100 last year.
So, so that 0-13-97 Cubs team didn't even lose 100 games.
How long is Robert expected to be out? 2 months?
Yes.
Loy's going to be out
We don't know.
I know. I
remember,
watched
they
him. I
wouldn't
watched
even
him
put him
I
on
think he
the
now.
started running this weekend.
I know, but then they said
They wouldn't even
Same.
put him on the IL, right?
And then Moncada, I know that the timeline has been decreased, but like you're looking at your best 3 players other than your pitchers. I heard somebody say, they asked today, I think Crochet and Kopech have the best WAR of any 2 players on their team, regardless of position. If those 3 guys are gone as we expect them to be gone for a very long time, this could be historically bad. Mm-hmm. Historically bad.
The Bulls teams out of the this White Sox team underachieved last year, but this wasn't like they blew up a dynasty. The Bulls ended a dynasty and they started rebuilding, and like that Tim Floyd team, that's probably just off of my brain doing it this way. The first year of Tim Floyd, the second year of Tim Floyd, that was probably the worst Chicago sports team I can remember.
The problem with this White Sox team, from my perspective, is you're bad. And I think it was it the Thursday game or the Wednesday game where the average age of your starting lineup was 28.9.
There's
or
no
29 years of age. The story today is that the White Sox are closing in on a deal with Tommy Pham. Tommy Pham's 35 or 36 years old.
Yes, he
You're
is.
telling me that there's nobody in your system that you can bring up to give at bats to at the very least give this guy an opportunity to get some experience. When guys get healthy, they'll go back down. Or hopefully somebody will, surprise you. But like, you're going to bring Tommy Pham onto this roster for what reason?
Right. What is Clevenger and Tommy Pham what are they doing to help you in the grand scheme of this? At this stage of what are you trying to do as a franchise?
If you were a team that was battling for a division title and you wanted to add Clevenger or Tommy Pham, we're going to have a different discussion. This team adding Clevenger and Tommy Pham, my question is what are you building here, or why is there nobody that you can give at bats to?
Or if you wanted to bring in Tommy Pham even at the beginning of spring training and had a desire to flip him because he had a good playoff run with Arizona last year, and you're like, look, we want to bring him in. We have hopes of flipping him for a prospect at the deadline. We're signing him to a 1-year deal. Fine. But now you're bringing him in on April 15th. He's not even ready to play. When's he going to be ready to play? None of any of this. Clevenger, you brought him in late. To do what?
The White Sox have 34 runs scored, 34 in 15 games. Tommy Pham, once he gets ramped up and up to speed, he may very well be hitting second or third in this lineup, which is insane when you say you sign a guy on April 15th because he wasn't good enough, as a guy who you wanted to bring in during spring training. But now, once he gets ramped up, I'm dead serious, he will probably be hitting 2 or 3 because he will be that good of a hitter when you look at this roster up and down.
And then what are you hoping for, Meller? Then what are you hoping for?
I don't know, Sylvie. It's insane. Yesterday I was talking to White Sox fans, and they were all like, dude, this is the worst I've ever seen it. I don't remember.
Well, Jeff,
as Sox fans, they're like, I don't remember it ever being this bad.
You know their system as well as much better than I do, for sure. You're telling me that there's nobody in their system that they could bring up and give at bats to, so they have to go out and sign Tommy Pham?
I mean, it's everything centers around Colson Montgomery. He's the best prospect in the system.
Does he play all 8
he's
positions
shortstop.
other than pitcher?
And listen, I like
Bugs
him.
Bunny.
He looks like a nice, a very
Bugs Bunny.
pitch. The old what was the pitch that Bugs used to throw?
I forget.
It's
Just
a good one.
went
I
up
digress.
and down.
Nick Nastrini, he's going to start tonight.
Right.
He's somebody who's interesting but there's not a lot to get excited about right now for White Sox.
I don't even want to get excited. I'm just saying somebody you can give it bats to other than a 35-year-old guy who wasn't even with the team when spring training broke.
And is he a fantasy
guys-
football guy?
Yes,
Nick
he is.
Hooves.
Yeah, he's the guy that got in a fight with Jock Peterson, remember?
Yeah.
Oh, Tommy Pham.
Yes.
Yes.
So he's
You know
fantasy
what he's going to do?
football.
He's going to keep people in line in that clubhouse.
You got to get him in your league, Meller.
Right, Tommy.
For fantasy football.
Be careful. You
I
may get
almost called it
punched.
Fantasy Football Island.
That's all right. That was the originator,
Yeah.
the fantasy football show. Boy, boy, it is dark days on the South Side. And you know what the other thing is? Listen, I haven't been there yet to check out the milkshake. I'm very intrigued.
Yeah,
But
we
guys,
should ban the
we're
word
going
milkshake
on
on the
2 weeks
show.
of milkshake
Just
talk.
ban the word milkshake on the show.
The milkshake talk is really something.
I literally, on Twitter today, the New York Times just wrote about the milkshake. The New York
The
Times.
New York Times is writing about the White Sox
because it's
milkshake.
$17. What's the angle? It's the only thing that's worth.
We have Shake Shack. How many different specialty stores do we have for milkshakes? And we're writing about a team that's going to win 50 baseball games in their milkshake? Again, they need to just market it. Come for dinner.
Yeah.
And we have a sideshow of a baseball game going on.
It's dinner theater.
So 90.1% of the voters are saying this is the worst Chicago baseball team of their lifetime. We've had over 2,000 votes. 84.5% of the voters are saying it's the worst Chicago sports team of their lifetime. We've had over 2,000 votes there,
There
too.
were some bad ones.